Everybody, welcome to the Barn Burner Breakdown. I'm your host, Freddie Sabelli. Very lucky today. I have a fighter on that I saw fight last week or 2 weeks ago at Combat FC. He's the new Combat FC Bantamweight Champion. Please, everybody, welcome Ashiek Ajim. Dude, thank you so much for coming in. Or not coming in, coming on.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, hell yeah. I was at the fights last week. I just barely made it for the title fights. I had a comedy show, so I wasn't sure if I was going to make it, and I got there just in time for I think I saw the end of the fight right before you, and then I saw your fight, and I was like, oh my gosh, this dude he's quick. That was a great fight, man.
Listen, man, you made it to the fight that matters, so that's all.
Oh yeah, right. Dude, I heard a lot of people saying the fights that night were great. I was so bummed I missed them, but. Dude, it was so funny. You were fighting. I think I'm not like super familiar with all the regional fighters and stuff like that. But I know you were fighting a guy, I think from Rhode Island, somewhere in New England. And the one thing I noticed, I happened to be sitting around a lot of New England guys. I think maybe, I'm not sure if they're his fans or not, but what song you came out to, like the New York song, like whatever it was?
No. I came out to "Sexy Back" by Justin.
Sexy Back. Okay, that's what it was. That's the Sexy Back, right?
I think he came out to like a New York type song.
Okay, so whatever song it was, the Sexy Back song. I happened to be sitting there like a bunch of girls that were clearly there with their boyfriends. That so they got up when they heard the song and they started dancing and cheering, loving it, and everybody was like, "Oh, like he's not the New England guy, settle down." But it was really funny. I was like, "Oh, this dude's getting this place moving."
Yeah, well, that's the reason for the walkouts. Like I like to pick like a walkout song that gets the crowd going, So then they start like backing me, like, "Yeah, I like this type of music."
Yeah,
and. Same thing with the nickname too. Like I like to switch it up, something that's like funnier or like that's just cool. I don't know.
So you switch up your nickname?
Yeah. So for this fight, it was your mom's favorite fighter.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is a great nickname.
Yeah. And what I like to do is like I'll put out a post. I'll be like, yeah, you guys just comment some nickname suggestions, and I'll like use one for the fight, and then that was one of the suggestions. So I'm like, yeah, nice, that's a good one. I like that.
Oh, dude, that is actually a really good idea. What do you think the wildest one you've ever had? Your mama's favorite fighter is a pretty good one. That's like kind of out there.
Oh, you want to know the wildest one? This is one of the original ones, actually. They used to call me the Booty Freak.
The Booty Freak? Oh, man.
That's like the original. Like, everybody kind of knows me right now. They're like, oh, Ashiek the Booty Freak.
So how many fights did you come out to as the Booty Freak?
I think I did like one or two of them, but that was like my coach just said that one day as a joke. Like it was like Ashiek the Freak. Like that's like a normal name. Like
yeah,
Ashiek the Freak.
It's like a good and like rhymes. Yeah.
And then and out of nowhere one day he just goes the Booty Freak. I'm like, what the fuck? And it kind of just caught on. People just kind of started saying it, and I was like, all right, like I guess I'll rock with that one fight.
Yeah, that is, I could see that being a great nickname if you, I don't know, like went out to a bar or a party after your fight. You win the fight. Everybody's, that's like a good one to yell out, like Booty Freak. You know what I mean? Like it's catchy. It's good.
Yeah, people, they do that too. Like they'll be in the crowd just saying that. It's fun.
Oh man. So the Booty Freak. So how many nicknames have you actually changed?
A decent amount actually. So I have like a shirt, like one of my shirts that has like a bunch of nicknames on the back of it, but almost every fight we try to switch it. So I've had at least like, I don't know, maybe 15 of them.
Oh man.
Some of them are just random too.
Do you even remember them all?
If I had to, like, the ones that make sense is like, all right, like AAA or something like that, or like Lil Freak. But then the ones that don't make sense is like stuff like the Booty Freak or your Monster Fighter or whatever.
What's your format though? Do you put like your top 4 or whatever up for a vote, or is it just you see which ones come in and you pick what you think the best one is?
Part of it is like what gets the most votes, like most likes on the comment.
Yeah.
But sometimes the one that gets the most liked like doesn't make sense. I'm like, if it's one that I like this last one, your mom's favorite fighter wasn't like the most liked one. But when I read it, I was like, yeah, I like that. So I want to go with that one.
It's close enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, dude, that's so funny. Do you try to think of different ways like that? Like as you're trying to grow as a fighter and keep going to different levels and be marketable, different promotions. Is that like always in your mind? Like, how can I do some sort of social media to boost my numbers up a little bit?
A little bit, but not so much. I don't think about it too much. But like, I guess this is like one of those ways to get that like follow and get people behind you, or fans behind you.
Yeah,
and get sort of a following because of it. But no, I don't think about that too much though.
Yeah, I try not to. It stinks. I've had a couple of fighters on the show before, and we've talked about like fighting and then like comedy and stuff like that, and it's sort of like I always like wonder. Because not that it's the same thing, but like you're an independent person.
There's a lot of similarities between like MMA or to come up between fighting and comedy. Like I'm a big comedy fan, so like
nice.
I understand like what the what it's like going through that too.
Yeah,
so it's kind of similar.
It sucks because I'm like part of me is like I don't want to pay all this attention to my phone, like looking at stuff on my phone. Like I have a life, a family. I'm trying to like think of jokes and work and stuff like that, and I'm like. Yeah. I still am constantly. I'm like, all right, did I get a like today? Or you know what I mean? It's like, did I do something a little bit different than somebody else? But that's a good attitude. I gotta adopt that attitude. I'm like, I should just probably try not to think about it that much.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I can even say that I'm not thinking about it, but obviously, it's still gonna be in the back of your head. You're still thinking about it as much as like you. Yeah. Like I'm probably trying to say, like, yeah, I'm not thinking about it much. I'm still gonna look at my social media and be like, oh no, the following didn't go up, or people didn't like this or like that. It's still gonna be in your head, but part of it is like. I guess how much in your head it is, so like don't take it too much into account.
You don't want to obsess over it. You want to be aware of it, but you don't want to be like you don't want to live or die by it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. I guess I'm just a worthless, self-conscious piece of garbage. I'm like, I gotta adopt some new things. Oh man.
By the way, where was your you had like open mic that day?
No, I had a myself and another comic buddy of mine, Max, we do shows at a brewery in Lawrence, Massachusetts called Spigot River Brewery. It's called Back Alley Comedy. And so we had a show there that went from 8 to 10. And then, it was like maybe I think like a 15, 20-minute drive. So I just like packed up whatever we had to pack up and like hit the road.
Because one of my friends, he's a comedian. He was doing a mic out there the same night as the fight.
Oh, nice.
I think he said it was like 2 hours away. So it was like, damn, he didn't know Massachusetts was that big.
Oh yeah. Do you remember the name of the place?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of if it's a Friday night, Massachusetts is sort of weird like this with comedy. For Friday, Saturday, pretty much Friday, Saturday. It's kind of frowned upon to have like an open mic. So for Friday, Saturday, they really want like book shows. And then for like basically Sunday through Thursday, it's like there's mics pretty much everywhere, like 2 hours away, like where you probably places you wouldn't even like think of that there'd be an open mic, like, and they can get like really gnarly and they can be weird, but it's fun. Have you ever tried an open mic or done any comedy, any stand up?
No, I would like I would do it one. It's I guess like one of those bucket list things. Like I would do it one day, like a minute or something like that, or like 5 minutes. I don't know.
Dude, you should
plan it out or something.
It's if you go to an open mic, my one recommendation would be is like a lot of people on their first time or second time like want to just go up and wing it. And they think they're going to be able to talk for a long time, just prepare a minute. Like maybe your top 2 or 3 funny things that you've thought about saying. Do them quick. If you feel like you can stay up there for a little longer, do a little schmooze and do it, and then cut it off. Not everybody does 5 minutes. But you go up there, you bang out a couple minutes, you build up some confidence,
You ever watched Kill Tony?
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah, nah, yeah, I love Kill Tony.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. You'll see some people do like a minute for their first time, and they're like, "Fuck, I didn't expect it to be this hard."
Yeah. It can be, you'd probably at least feel comfortable being in front of a lot of people. Kill Tony gets a ton of people. Most open mics get, I don't know, maybe like 15, 20 people. So you'd be comfortable in front of a bunch of people. You fought in front of them. You know what I mean? Like, that's a part of it. And then there's just like having something to say. Mm-hmm. But going up there and sucking is like, and I still do it all the time, is like the worst thing ever. It sucks.
But that's like what we were talking about before, like the similarities between like MMA or comedy. More like the come up. It's when you're doing MMA, people like, oh, so like you're in the UFC or something like no, bro, you got to go through all these regional shows. You got to start as an amateur first, get these like pro fights where in front of almost nobody sometimes. And then eventually you get into the UFC. And similar to comedy, like you got to do these open mics all the time, freaking doing shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't really, until you get to that point where you're doing bigger shows and then you start getting more exposure and stuff like that. So there's a lot of similarities between.
Did you have an amateur background before you went pro?
Yeah, I had 11 amateur fights actually. Which looking back, I probably should have a little less. But the thing is, I knew I wanted a lot of experience before going pro, where the fights and the wins and stuff actually matter. So I wanted to make sure I had like a good amount of experience. So I had 11 amateur fights, and I've actually had 11 pro fights so far. So 22 total now.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Was all your amateur fights, were they all MMA, or did you like do any boxing?
Yeah, I had 2 kickboxing fights. The rest of them were MMA, but I had 2 kickboxing fights just because I would have had just all MMA fights, but in between the time, sometimes it's hard to get an MMA fight, so I just ended up taking a couple of kickboxing fights. Yeah. But only 2 of them. I lost both of them, though.
Dude, it's a journey, man. That's crazy. What was your first martial art that you started?
I started everything all at once, pretty much around like when I was like 20, 19, 20, around there. But I did wrestle 2 years in high school. So that, I guess maybe that's my first martial art.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't use much wrestling today though. More striking and stuff.
Yeah.
I did actually, when I was younger, when I was a kid, I did like traditional martial arts stuff, but that nothing really significant from that for like right now.
That's cool. Where'd you grow up?
Jamaica, Queens. I'm still here now. Jamaica, Queens, New York.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Where in Queens is Jamaica? So one of my, this is probably like a random question. One of my best friends, his wife is from Queens. Oh, God damn it. She always says it. I can't think of the name of it now, but I've been through Queens a couple times. I love New York. When I was in college, I used to date a girl from New Jersey. So I used to be able to take this thing. It was called the Fung Hua bus. I would take it from Chinatown in Boston to Chinatown, New York, back and forth, and use the New Jersey transit, subway or whatever. And I love New York, man. It's so much fun.
No, that's cool. I mean, the public transportation gets boring after. Not boring, but it's like, damn, I don't want to do this shit every day. That's actually one of the reasons. One of the main reasons, at least, that I train like out in Long Island, because I'm in Queens, so it's like I know you probably don't understand like the geography of New York as much, but Queens is like the area I'm in. It's pretty much like right in the middle of like deeper into Long Island and like where the city is, like Manhattan and stuff like that. So when I first started training, or when I first decided like I want to like train to like eventually get into fighting, my choice was in between the gym I train now, which is in Long Island. And there's a couple other good gyms out there too, or like in the city where there's some good gyms in the city, like Henzo's and stuff like that. And part of it was I didn't want to go to the city every day because I didn't want to like travel, take the train or the bus.
Dude, it sucks, man.
I love driving, so I'm like, bro, I don't mind driving up and down every day. That's fine with me.
Yeah, the tea in Boston's not bad. I mean, definitely compared to New York City, it's not bad. It's just you don't have to go as far like stuff. it's I feel like it's a little bit easier than in New York City, but yeah, dude, just taking the train sometimes is the worst. Like it's like you just want to be in your car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the thing is, the people you run into, man, in New York City, it's like, bro, you got like bums on the train, people doing like whatever the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And then rats everywhere. Like, damn, I don't want to see a rat just running right by me.
Oh my god, it's the worst, dude. And you guys got the big rats too. One of my favorite videos, dude. Do you ever see the rat? It's like carrying like 2 pieces of pizza down the stairs.
The pizza rat,
dude. The pizza rat is huge. It's like a chihuahua.
Bro, he probably ate that whole pizza there.
Oh man. What's the biggest rat you've ever seen? Like, it's got like the Subway. Have you ever seen one the size of the pizza rat?
Nah. Personally, I don't think I've seen like really big ones. Sometimes you'll walk by like a possum.
Yeah.
You'll see a possum, and they look like just a big ass rat. So you're thinking like, oh, is that a fucking rat over there? It's a random possum walking by.
Yeah. Dude, possums are crazy too. I grew up next to this. It was a 7-Eleven that had, like the refrigeration systems on the roof, and it had this wooden decking covering it. And a family of possums lived in it, and they used to jump over and like, run through my yard all the time. They just hiss, and they're the scariest looking animals, but I didn't mind them for some reason. I feel like I could pick up a possum and pet it. More than a rat.
Yeah. They're probably not trying to bother you or anything like that. But
if it hisses at you, back up though.
It's funny.
Oh man, so you sort of started training just like regular MMA. Is like is your favorite part of it? It's got to be the striking, right? Like I've only seen one of your fights, and you look really smooth on the feet. So. Like, you got to train a lot of striking, I imagine.
No, honestly, if I had to say, I'd probably train more grappling than striking. But the fights, the thing is, like, it's a stupid way to put it, but, like, the fights start in the field, and sometimes you got to strike, and it ends up staying there, or, not go into the grappling or anything like that.
Yeah.
But as far as training goes, like, I'm training everything, like grappling, striking. I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I recently got my black belt a few months ago.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
congrats, man.
Yeah, thank you. But the thing is, I'm training a bunch of like grappling and just to be ready for like wherever the fight goes. But it's nice when you could get like a quick finish, just kind of knock a dude down. Like, nice, that's good. Looks good in the highlights too.
Yeah, hell yeah, it does, man. But that black belt, that's a big accomplishment, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't really have to grapple much in the past fight, like I'm sure just knowing you have it and like being able to sort of like just rely on that if you needed it must feel a little freeing on the hands, right?
Yeah, especially knowing the last guy, John Duma, my last opponent, he like pushes the grappling a little bit more. So like I kind of expected him to do a little more grappling, go for those shots. Didn't end up making it that far, but I think if the fight went longer, there would definitely been some sort of grappling involved.
Yeah.
In there.
Yep. I think I was there for his last fight, and you're right, just like really relentless grappler, like really pushing the pace. So I'm sure if you felt good to just make it an early night, get out of there.
Yeah, come out fresh, and now I can go right back into another one real quick.
Yeah.
So,
what's your idea? Like, I know when you're coming up, kind of like you're saying, you probably you're fighting more. You're looking for fights, like where you can get them. Now you're a champ. But how soon do you typically like to get back in and fight after your last fight?
As long as I'm fresh, like every 2 months is good with me. I'm trying to fight like around late July, early August is a good time for me.
Yeah.
I know after my fight, it's funny because they're like setting up a fight for September because their next card is September, and they're like have this guy there who's like ready to fight or whatever. In my head, I'm like, bro, I'm probably not even gonna fight this dude. I'm like, I'm trying to get a fight like before. It's like September's too far for me. I'm trying to get like late July, early.
You want to stay active. You want to keep going.
Right. Yeah. I'm not looking for too much time in between.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I get it. It's like one of those things. Maybe you snooze, you lose, right? It's like it's not. It's the mental part of it of thinking like, oh, maybe I missed an opportunity. Whatever happens, happens. But like the missing of the opportunity sometimes is the worst. I mean, I'm not talking about fighting. I'm talking about comedy, I guess. But like, it's just like having to deal with it, like thinking about it, like sucks.
Mm-hmm. No, but as long as I'm fresh, I'm trying to fight like as frequent as I can. Especially because a couple years ago, like I lost the fight. I was on the Contender Series and I got knocked out in that fight. I lost by KO, and my biggest priority was always like my health. Like make sure, like even though we're fighting, you're putting your health on the line fighting. But long term, like I'm like making sure. All right, I want to end this sport where I don't have like fucking brain trauma or anything like that. I want to make sure my brain is fine, my body's fine. So definitely took some time off after that fight just to make sure I'm fully okay to fight again, or at least I felt comfortable fighting again. And that's why, like, as long as I'm healthy, like I'm trying to bang out as much fights as I can, like back to back. Yeah. Like if I, God forbid, like if I don't come out of a fight healthy, then I got to take like a lot of time off, make sure my health is good, and then think about that. After.
That's a smart attitude to have. Do you have, the people around you to like let you know, like, hey, like I think you're not ready, or like we want you to sort of like slow down? And do you have like other people sort of like helping you with that?
Yeah, somewhat. Like I'll take their opinions on stuff like that, but for the most part, I kind of understand like when like I've kind of like I've learned how to listen to my body like better over the past few years. So like if I know I need some more time off for this, even if I'm training like hard leading up to a fight and I know like my body's kind of wearing down, I'm like, all right, take some time off, take it easy a little bit, and then go back to training afterwards. But I think I have like the wherewithal to understand like where, like how fast or how slow I should take it going into a fight or after a fight, like how I'm feeling.
Yeah, that's cool, man. When you have a fight, do you like it when you're like if you have family members and friends come, or are you like, nah, I don't want anybody there?
No, bro. If it was up to me, like I wouldn't even have to tell anybody I'm fighting. I would just go out, fight. Once it's over, I'm like, yeah, this was the results, and that's it. On to the next one. Like I don't like all the fucking. You gotta do all the social media shit, pump the fight up. You gotta tell your family, hey, I'm fighting this day. I got these tickets. We're selling tickets. We got this and that. Like fuck that. I'm into it. What got me into the sport was like I'm just a fan. I like to watch the sport. That's what got me into it. It's like I would watch the UFC and stuff like that. I'd be like, all right, later in life, I'm gonna regret it if I never fought. I'm gonna regret it. I'm gonna look back and be like, fuck, I should have did that at least once. And just the love of the sport is what got me into it. So I just want to go out there, train, fight, and then come back and not say on to the next one. But now we got to do all this social media. You got to fucking put it out there, put these posters out, sell these tickets, tell your family like, yeah, I'm fighting this day and that day. And, that shit's annoying.
Yeah, you want to just go there, do your business, and sort of probably like you're training, right? Like you're in there, you're gritting it out, you're working hard. You just want to like get out there and do the thing. Yeah. Was your family there at this past fight? I thought I saw I thought I saw it when I because I interviewed the dude, the promoter and the matchmaker, Rick and Joe. I've had them on a couple times. They're great. They always like come in and do interviews for their cards. So I went over, but I never actually see them in person because I've only seen them on Zoom. So I want to go and say what's up. So I was over to say what's up, and I think you had like a bunch of people there like taking pictures and saying hello. I was like thinking to myself, like, I wonder how I'd feel about having a bunch of family members there. Like I don't know if I'd rather have them there or not there. It's like it seems stressful, but it's also comforting probably knowing that people you care about are with you.
Yeah, no, that's an accurate way to put it because they're like my family's real supportive. Like they'll support whatever I do. They support the fighting, and they've been into every fight. So like that's like they have to be there. I'll be like I'll tell them about the fight. I'm like, you don't gotta go, and they're like, no, we have to be there. I'm like, all right, sure, go ahead. Yeah,
I got a big family. They'd be the same. Like I'm even if I didn't want them to come, they'd probably like make their way there somehow or another.
Yeah, right.
Dude, so you're looking to fight in? You said sometime this summer, man, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, before the summer's over. Honestly, if what I'm looking for, like, towards the end of the year at least, is either getting back on the Contender Series for the
Yeah.
UFC, or even taking a short notice fight or a not short notice fight for the UFC, like towards the end of the year.
Yeah, that'd be dope. When you're in sort of like training mode, so it's like you kind of know generally when you want to fight. You don't know who you'd be fighting at or necessarily where. Like, how does that affect your training?
Yeah, so for me, I think it might be a little bit different than some other fighters because some guys they'll get an opponent, then they'll get into camp and start training. But for the most part, like this is all I do. So I just train, and then once a fight comes, there's no real change to it. Like I'm still training the same exact way I would normally train day to day, but I'll just up the sparring a little more. So I make sure I get my sparring in, and I make sure my strength and conditioning is on point. So once I got my conditioning on point and my sparring in, everything else pretty much stays the same. I'm always training year round. So there's no real like camp for me. It's just get the sparring in, get the conditioning up, and then the fight's there. So I'm just training normally anyway, and then I just get a name for a fight, get a name and a date, and then we get ready for that.
Oh, hell yeah. What do you do for condition? Just curious. Do you like road work? You prefer like a, bicycle, elliptical, stuff like that?
Not much road, like on the road specifically. Like I'll run on the treadmill.
Yeah.
But running on the bike, like long distance for that recovery in between rounds and stuff. And then like fast or the high intensity cardio for those moments in the round. So there's like different types of cardio you're working on, one for recovery and one for like pushing the pace while you're actually in the round of the fight or during the round. So kind of working on both of those, like the aerobic for mainly when I'm out of the camp or there's another fight booked, I'm doing that long pace cardio just for recovery and the recovery in between rounds and stuff and in between rounds of the fight. Then once a fight is booked or there's a fight on the horizon, then we start doing that like anaerobic or that those sprints, those like short burst sprints and high intensity stuff, which is either that would be maybe on the bike or sometimes doing that through bag work or certain circuits, working out, stuff like that.
Ah, cool, man. When you were, I know you said you played wrestling. Did you do any other sports?
No, not really. I wasn't a big, I don't want to say athlete, but big like sports guy. I don't watch other sports either. Like the only thing I watch is MMA, and that's what I take part in. But I've always been like kind of athletic though, like so like not like super athlete, but not like average, maybe slightly above average. So that helps out a little bit. But wrestling was the only actual sport I did. And the main reason because I planned on fighting. Like at that point in high school, I was like, let me join a wrestling team. I wanna fight one day. That's a good base for it. So for me, like learn a little bit of that.
Oh hell yeah! You just knew you're like, I'm not gonna waste my time playing football or whatever.
No, looking back though, like I wish I did more. But the thing is, like I'm the youngest from all my brothers. Like I'm the youngest. I didn't really, and I'm kind of like introverted, kind of a shy dude. So I'm not gonna put it out there like, I want to do this, I want to do that. I just kind of followed like whatever they did, and they didn't really play what sports either. So I guess I just kind of followed their lead. But looking back at it, if it was up to me, I would want to be put into every sport possible. Like, and that way, even if I didn't end up like playing those sports or partaking in it, or even pursuing it as a career or anything like that, at least you get like that athletic base and that like that you get exposed to those different aspects of stuff, those different sports and whatever.
Yeah. I wish I
hope that made sense. Huh?
No, that makes perfect sense. I played sports. I wish I played more sports that I could play now. Like I wish I played golf when I was younger. Like I wish I played more basketball, like stuff where like I could just go do it. You know what I mean? Like I just suck at golf. Is basically what I'm saying. I wish I did it. I wish I started when I was younger. I don't know why I care about that, but
I mean, I've never played like real golf. I played the what do you call it? The mini golf.
Oh, dude, don't ever. If you've never played, that's a good thing to just like. Don't ever open that door.
I want to get into it one day.
Oh, dude,
it's like
if you're gonna get into it, Start off with cheap clubs that you don't mind snapping over your knee if you get frustrated, because sometimes you'll hit like a good shot when you first start every once in a while, and that like one good little bit of contact will bring you back, but you'll have a lot of just terrible shots, and it sucks for a long time. And then you get like kind of good, but then you still suck.
You know what I gotta do? I gotta go to. I've been saying this for a while. Go to Top Golf and like practice my swing there or something like that.
Top Golf's really cool. I've been there once. I went for a work function it was a work function I went for, and I had a blast. It was so much fun. It was like just they had screens there, and when you play the golf games there, you can play it like Angry Birds. You can do all these weird things. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
I heard the Top Golf in Las Vegas is really cool. I heard they have like a bunch of different stuff. I went to like a random one in Mass, but I heard the Vegas one's really cool.
Yeah, I mean everything in Vegas is kind of cool. No.
Yeah. Have you ever fought outside of the New England area? Have you ever fought in Vegas or out west?
Yeah.
Oh, Contender Series, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Contender Series was in Vegas. I fought in New Jersey for Ring of Combat. But for the most part, most of my fights were in Rhode Island, Massachusetts. I think Connecticut I fought once. It's funny because people, because I'm like probably the only guy who's like from my gym in my area who's like keeps going up to New England and taking fights up there.
Yeah.
So they're like, bro, you're like the king of Rhode Island or something.
Yeah.
And that's why my last post, because normally I fight in Rhode Island, and I won my last belt was in Rhode Island for CES over there. And then this one is in Massachusetts, so I'm like, all right, now I'm like the king of New England, so I'm taking over all the New England states.
Oh, shit.
Just too.
Dude, somebody's got to put the king of Rhode Island on your next Instagram post.
Yeah. Yeah, no, sometimes they do. They'll comment that, like, oh, yeah, we're king of Rhode Island for the nickname suggestion I was talking about before.
Yeah, hell yeah. Did you have a nickname suggestion for your Contender Series fight? Oh, do you remember what it was?
Oh yeah, this one's kind of stupid, but it was peak physique. So it was peak physique Ashiek. It was like just like a rhyme.
Oh, dude, that's sick. I gotta I haven't seen that. I want to go listen to the call for that. I bet that's really funny.
Yeah. They mentioned it on the commentary. No, don't watch that fight though. I got caught real quick in that one.
I won't watch that. Oh man, dude. So that'd be cool though. Getting back on the show. When you're out there, how much of it is it a pain in the? I don't know how like soon you have to get out before the fight, but that was probably maybe the most production stuff you probably had to do for a fight. You think?
Yeah, not actually. Yeah, a little bit, kind of. So I actually flew out there like a month or so before the fight to do the pre-fight stuff, like how they have the recordings of the pre-fight speeches or whatever they put. So yeah, that happened like a month before the fight, and yeah, but it's not like so much more than I normally do for a regular fight. I'd say like the same thing I did for Comrade FC, where we do like the pre-fight interviews and the photo shoots and stuff. There's maybe a little bit extra, they have me do a little bit of a workout so they get like some B-roll just so behind like when I'm talking and stuff like that. That's about it.
That's kind of
it was a cool experience.
Yeah. I bet. I was gonna say that's kind of crazy. They will fly people out a month before. I mean, a lot could happen, injuries or just something random where they don't make it to the fight. So I bet they have a ton of just like footage that they never got a chance to use.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Because I know some of the foreign guys like from out of the country, I think they do it like the week of the fight because they can't just fly those guys in and out as easily. But since I'm like in the U.S., it's a lot easier to bring me from New York to Vegas and then back.
Yeah, or I bet it's I bet a bunch of people don't even get green cards. You know what I mean? Like it's not easy to just like come into the United States.
No, yeah, that's true.
Oh man, my father-in-law lives in Las Vegas, and he lives right near the. Was it the Red Rock Casino or something like that? It's where they film Power Slap. And
Oh, okay.
well, the last time we went out to visit him, we went when my son was born. We brought him out to, to meet his granddad, and it was the same night they were doing a power slap there, and I was trying like hell to get there. And just by the time we flew in, we got to the house and whatnot. I missed it, but I was so bummed out.
I wonder how big that thing actually is. Like like Dana White keeps saying, yeah, Power Slap is huge. Like a lot of people watch it, but I'm like, bro, like really? I don't know.
I don't know, but I know a lot of people stream it, but I don't think a lot of people are in the crowd.
Yeah, nah. I've only seen the like Instagram clips of it, but I've never watched an actual show.
I don't know how much of it I can watch. I wanted to see it, but then I was thinking about it afterwards. I was like, I'm kind of glad I didn't actually make it. Like, it's got to be kind of rough just watching somebody get just like the slap knockouts every single, every card or whatever. But that's going to be kind of like a tough one to watch. I don't know.
Yeah. you got to just stand there and take it too. Like, yeah, this guy's gonna slap me. I gotta take it.
And if you get knocked out, you don't get to especially if it's the first slap and you don't get to get your slap in. It's got to feel so defeating. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
So that's cool. You're an MMA fan that you watch all UFC. You got to be watching this weekend, right?
Yeah. Islam against Poirier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Who do you think takes it?
I mean, if I'm being smart, I think Islam wins, but like I like Poirier. I'm a Poirier.
I know. How do you not root for the guy? Like, I'm the same way. I don't know.
He could definitely win that too.
Yeah. It looked like they got a little kind of like heated at the. I just saw a clip from the press conference before we were getting set up and stuff, and it looked like they got a little heat too. So that's gonna definitely make things. I don't know. I just love watching shit like that. Have you ever been in a heated sort of face off with any of your opponents?
No, not really. No, I wouldn't mind it though, but it's not. I'm not like the type of guy to start it. So like, if they want to get into that type of thing, I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just match their energy. But other than that, like, I've never like been into anything.
Yeah,
like that.
It'd be cool. I feel like the weigh-ins and stuff, everything I've pretty much watched for like regional fights, I feel like I haven't really seen much of it. It's probably, I don't know, it seems weird to get like crazy like that before you guys are just going to fight anyway,
No. Especially because, like, first of all, most of these guys, you don't even know them personally, so like, why you just getting mad for no reason? And then it's like after you fight, or even like off camera. So most of you guys, they're like on camera, they'll like give this fake anger, but then off camera, like, yeah, nice guy, like I'll see you tomorrow. We'll fight. Like, bro, you're just fucking. I don't know.
Yeah, but I do love watching it. You see, but like you're right, they're sort of already established characters. Like everybody's background. Based on how the UFC's telling the story, whether you kind of should like them or not like them or whatever. So it makes sense to at least put on a little bit of a show. But for you guys, you probably don't really know them much at all. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't make sense at the regional level, but no, at UFC level and stuff like that, it kind of does. Look at like Colby Covington. Like it's been a big help for his career. So yeah,
he's the goat of trolling.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
But you'd kind of like to get in a little bit of not a scuffle before the fight, but build a little heat with somebody.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. I'll welcome it, but like I'm not going to be the guy to like initiate that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But if I know the guy's like kind of a dickhead or he's trying to like get under my skin, I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll try to like match that same type of energy and whatnot.
Have you ever come out to like a crazy walkout? Have you ever done like any like showy showmanship style walkouts?
Nah, not like
or like gimmicky.
Personally doing something. It's more so the music, like the type of music I'll walk out to.
Yeah.
like last one, Sexy Back, which isn't like too crazy, but I've walked out to like No Scrubs before.
Oh, TLC.
No Scrubs song.
Oh yeah.
Like Britney Spears, Toxic. So like that's the type of stuff that like gets the crowd behind you a little bit. You're like, oh yeah, I like this song. So
Joe and Rick were saying that in one of their like first fights that they had, they couldn't remember. I don't remember the guy's name. Or maybe they couldn't remember, but he came out like fully dressed as Michael Jackson to a Michael Jackson song, and they said the crowd went crazy. Like everybody loved it, and
Yeah.
that's weird because that's gonna put a lot of pressure on you because I don't know, you're the Michael Jackson guy, but also if you're fighting him, you don't want to lose to the Michael Jackson dude. So it might put a lot of pressure on them too.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, there's pressure both ways.
Yeah.
True.
I don't know. I feel like I would want to come out in some weird, I don't know, something like WWE style. Were you a WWE, WWF guy when you back in the day?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude.
Yeah, there was actually one fight I came out to the Triple H song.
Oh, the game?
because like my initials is Triple A, so I came out to my nickname was Triple A for that fight.
Oh, nice.
So AAA rather than Triple H, Triple A.
Yeah.
And yeah, I came out to his song and did the fucking the water.
Oh, you did the what? You did that? Oh, hell yeah, dude.
that was probably one of the coolest ones. I was like, yeah, that was fun.
Oh, dude, that's sick. I would want it. If I was going WWF, I'd probably do Mankind, and I'd want to do the mask and like walk out, do like pulling the hair out. I feel like that'd be kind of wild. It really would play some mind games with whoever else fighting.
Yeah. I don't know.
Have you ever gone? Did you used to go to any of the WWF events or anywhere in like the garden?
I've never been to any. Just watch them on TV.
Okay, I'm probably way older than you. I'm 40. I used to go to the old Boston Garden shows. I feel like back in the day, I like never missed the WWF whenever it came around. Like we were always scalping tickets, and I was in the WWF fan club. And when you were in the fan club, at least like back in the day, I don't know if they still do this anymore, but you got one free ticket to any show. It could have been pay-per-view. It could have been anything. So I remember going. My dad took me to the garden. I was probably like maybe like 7 or 8. I was hooked. I was like, this is the best.
Nice. How was that in person? Like, compared to just watching it, how does that feel in person?
That's crazy. It's crazy. But when I was a kid, it felt really crazy because I didn't know it was fake. Well, I shouldn't say fake. I didn't know it was scripted. I didn't know there was like a predetermined outcome. It's not fake, but I sound like a loser when I say that. I feel like that, dude. It's still real to me, damn it. But you know what I mean? Like they're taking like hard bumps. But the first fight I saw was, remember Virgil and the Repo Man? Either one of those guys?
God.
Dude, Virgil was a wild character, but he was fighting this dude, the Repo Man, and I got like it was a free ticket, and my dad had to pay for his, but they gave us like seats way up close, like really close to the front. It was awesome, and they were right near us. I thought these dudes were really going at it. I was probably pissing my pants, like scared, but it was cool. It was wild.
Yeah, nice.
But back in those days, people were like throwing hot dogs at the wrestlers, like throwing drinks at them. Like people got pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it was a little more real too back in the day. Like,
oh yeah,
that was a little more. But no, my main thing, like when I got older, like I understood that was like, I mean, the wrestling part of it was like fake.
Yeah.
So I liked the storyline part of it like a little more better. Like I'm like seeing like how they promote themselves, how they like lead up to it and stuff like that. I found that like a lot more interesting than the actual wrestling aspect of it.
Yeah. Who was your?
I think even today, a lot of like UFC guys, MMA guys can learn from that too. Like just how they promote themselves from how these, even though it's like a fake persona that they put on because of it, but at the same time you're trying to sell yourself in a way which makes sense. Like, but people understand that it's not. I guess it's not actually you that's trying to be like that. Well, you know.
Yeah, you want people to feel some sort of way about you. Maybe they really like you, or maybe they don't like you, but if they don't feel a certain way about you, then they're not going to want to watch you. And that's what you want. You want them to watch you.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Going back to like the Colby Covington thing, pretty much like the same thing with that.
Yeah. You know, exactly. The majority of people that watch him because they want to see him lose. but they're still watching him. You know, he gets pay-per-view, so he's he's embraced it. Mm-hmm. He's a good fighter too. He's a really good fighter. He wouldn't be where he was if he wasn't.
Yeah, no, you can't be like a whack fighter and then start like talking yourself up like you're actually good. You gotta be good first.
Yeah, you gotta be good first. All right, especially when you lose, like it's gonna look. I don't know. It's gonna just look really bad. It's gonna suck.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of guys like that too. Like they suck, but they're like talking a big game. Like, bro, like first win some fights first, and start talking yourself up.
Is that sort of your strategy? I mean, you seem that way. This is my first time meeting you, but you seem like a pretty humble guy. You seem like really, at least like really grounded and like you know what you want. You know, you're.
Yeah. No, that's a good description. My problem is that like I think I'm a little like too humble. Like some people even say that too. Like, man, you gotta fucking be a little more brash. Like talk yourself up a little more.
Yeah.
But like we were talking about before, how like. That doesn't matter so much in the regional scene, but like once you get into the UFC and stuff like that, then it makes more sense. And I think that's more so my plan. Like if once it gets to a point where it matters, like what you're saying, what you're doing, then I'll try to embrace that a little bit more. Yeah. But right now it's just about getting fights, getting wins, and just getting better in general.
Yeah, stringing some wins together, getting noticed, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I don't want to say because like I said, you're making moves, you're winning fights. You know, as you advance and as you start to get to that level, when you have to think about how to sort of market yourself and how to get more eyeballs on you, are you thinking about other things too outside of fighting, like any other like business stuff or like social media ventures to sort of you know, I guess, like, I don't know, diversify, that sounds kind of weird, but just to sort of mix things up a little bit and get more eyeballs on you?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Honestly, not so much. I mean,
yeah.
That's like the lame answer, but honestly, yeah, not really. I don't think about it too much. No, not really.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I get it, man. You're like, I want to fight. It sucks. I mean, I have to... I try to do some of that stuff to, you know, get more eyeballs on me. You know, like I'll do this podcast and I do comedy shows, and then I'll at like one specific venue or like put up other stuff, and yeah, it sucks, man. It's like you want to just not have to worry about it, but it definitely helps, and I'm sure you know you're gonna figure some stuff out soon when you get to that level to, you know, mix it up. So you said you were 17 when you started?
No, I was around 19 to 20. I started. 20. I mean, like, you can consider that kind of like a late start, considering how early guys are starting today.
Yeah.
But yeah, like around 19, 20 is when I started. Kind of my first fight, 21. But the big thing is like as soon as I started, I just tried to stay as consistent as possible, like day in, day out at the gym. So just to make up for lost time, so to speak. Not even that it was like lost time. I wouldn't consider it starting late, but I didn't start like super early.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you find that because you started a little bit later than maybe some of your peers that it's an advantage for you that you're doing, like you started just doing everything at the same time? Like you didn't have, you know, maybe you didn't start with jiu-jitsu. You know, some dudes do jiu-jitsu from the time they're a little kid, and that's like sort of what they're known for, what they do, but you kind of have done a little bit of everything.
Yeah, no, I think it, in a way, it has helped me out a little bit more. Also just being like having like a mature mindset going into it, because some guys, they'll start early and they'll have success early in the sport, like early 20s, some guys who are like, they'll make it to UFC and they won't really do well. They'll kind of burn out early, and then you see them not do so well later in their career. So I think in a way maybe a blessing in disguise, sort of. So starting a little bit later and then having like a mature mindset going into it, knowing that some things takes, like some people have their own timeline, so like certain things take more time than other. Like how we were talking about before, how I kind of understand like like how much I should take off from a fight or how much I can go right back into training or in between sessions, something like that. So yeah, I think it's been a little more helpful. And also starting everything at once. That's always beneficial. Like some people, they'll tell me, even at the gym sometimes, they'll tell me like, yeah, I want to get into MMA, but like they're only training striking or they're not doing their jiu-jitsu. And that's mainly it. It's never really a guy just doing jiu-jitsu and saying like, yeah, I want to get into MMA, but he's just doing jiu-jitsu and no striking.
Yeah.
It's just like the guys who want to do striking only and then no grappling at all. Like, bro, once you get taken out, what's going to happen? You gotta be ready for everything.
Yeah. Now, like you said, having a mature mindset when you're sort of not training, what do you like to do to get your mind off of fighting or to sort of like maybe any, like a hobby or anything to sort of keep your mind busy?
Honestly, like, no, I'm pretty late. Like outside of fighting, I'm pretty lazy. Like I don't like to do anything. I don't really like to go out much. Like I have to, like I'm a big comedy fan. So like when I'm not like training, I like to watch like comedy and stuff like that. I'll watch Kill Tony all the time.
Oh, yeah. Kill Tony's great too. Kill Tony's good for even just putting on in the background sometimes because they're long episodes. They're like 3 hours long, so it like kills a lot of time too.
Yeah, no, that's true. And then my big problem though is I get caught up with the doom scrolling, man. The fucking social media gets to you. You'll sit on your phone for a second. You're like, all right, let me just check this like notification real quick, and then you end up scrolling. And you're like, wait, what the fuck am I doing here for the past hour? Just not doing nothing.
Like, how's it 2 a.m. right now?
Yeah, right. I fucking hate that shit. But I don't know. It gets.
I always tell myself I'm going to do that feature where you can lock your social media out after like whatever time limit you set. You could do like an hour or 2 hours. Yeah. I probably should do that, but I don't know. I just don't do it.
Yeah, but then once that happens, you get locked out after 3 hours. You're like, you know what? Let me just turn it off real quick and go back.
Yeah. Let me put in this extra password. Let me go back. Quick little peek.
Yeah.
Oh man, what is your downfall for social media? You more Instagram or Facebook, TikTok? What do you do?
No, YouTube, man. I like YouTube. So that's actually, I consider YouTube like the good social media. Like I don't even consider social media, but the thing is, now that they got the YouTube Shorts,
yeah, those are brutal.
I'm like, man, I can't go with that because normally like you're just watching videos on YouTube. You're actually like you're learning shit. You know, you watch like a good video on something that's teaching you something, but then the shorts, once you start scrolling, you're just lost in that. Because I had TikTok like a while ago, but I deleted that once I realized like I'm not even doing anything on this thing. I just deleted it. And even when I found out that it's like has like shit like looks through your phone and whatever,
spying on you.
But then Instagram and YouTube has the same shit on it, so I'm like, man, you can't really get away from it.
Dude, you would think I was a master cabin builder if you looked at my YouTube algorithm. I get sucked into people building cabins in the woods alone. That's probably my biggest thing right now. I've never surfed. I've been watching a ton of surfing videos. Just a lot of weird stuff. I think I probably use YouTube the most as well.
Yeah, YouTube's the way to go.
I do the same.
The algorithm always switches up too. Like every month, they're switching up to something.
Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I got 3 kids.
Oh, okay.
Wife and 3 kids.
I was going to say then, I have 1 kid, and it screwed up my algorithm. It's all right now, Miss Rachel, simple songs. Like, the algorithm I've been working so hard for my whole life just got destroyed by this kid who loves, like, all these songs that drive me crazy. How old are your kids?
That was a lie, actually. I got no kids.
Oh, no kids? Oh, okay. Dude.
But no, I got nieces and nephews though. I understand like how their like algorithm looks like. I'm like, bro, how is this video popping up on here?
Oh my God, it's brutal. I just want to go home. I want to watch UFC Embedded or some cabin building. I turn to my YouTube and it's, Baby Shark. I'm like, Jesus Christ, ruined.
You're Freddie, I'm gonna get going in a few minutes, right? But I'm good for right now, though.
Okay, cool. Yeah, dude, you let me know. And our producer said I can take as I want. So whatever you want,
so
whatever you have time.
I got a question for you, though.
Yeah.
You're like what got you into MMA? Like why you do the like go to the shows and stuff like that and the interviews?
You know what? I probably watch UFC more. I used to love like pretty much every sport. I'd watch baseball, football, everything, and I sort of stopped. I just started watching UFC, and not a ton of my friends watch it except for me. So I was like, I need a way to like talk about it or like meet people and talk about it or have other comedians on. I probably have more comedians on than anything, and half the time we forget to talk about MMA. But I just love watching the UFC. I love the product, everything about it. So I wanted to have a way to just share that experience with people and have a conversation about it. So basically, none of my friends like it except for me. So I was getting lonely.
Okay, that's cool.
But I started training jiu-jitsu a couple of years ago. I just got my blue belt last week, so I'm a little bit behind you for sure. But dude, I love it. It's the best.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. So you understand the significance of a black belt. You know?
Oh, dude, hell yeah. No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like cause some people because they just hear black belt, so you'll think like, oh, like karate black belt, taekwondo, like those guys just get it after like a year or something like that, like just doing bullshit. But then jiu-jitsu is it's just tough, man. It's a grind for you to get to like a certain level there.
Dude, it's really hard.
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah, I actually started about 3 years ago, and I was going a little bit steady, and then just like family, whatever reasons, I was kind of on and off going, and then probably 3 or 4 months ago, I was like, I just got to start going hard. I was so close to getting my blue belt. I'm like, I got to just go and like stay consistent. And I got it. And I've been actually like pretty consistent since I got it. So, but it's hard, man. It's hard, and it takes just a lot of time. And to get your black belt, I don't think a lot of people, unless you've done it, understand how much of your life and time goes into doing that. It's an accomplishment for sure.
Yeah. You do any striking?
When I played football in college, and when I was done with that, I started just doing boxing and Muay Thai for like a workout, never any, matches or anything like that. But yeah, dude, it's just like just getting in there, dude, and like hitting the bag for an hour or like kicking the bag. Like that to me is like a good workout. I never really liked the lifting weights and stuff like that. So like to me, just moving around, even like jumping rope or something like that. So I've always respected the workout part of it. And obviously, what you guys do is on another level, but.
Yeah, now you're next, man. You got to take a fight.
Nah, dude, not me, dude.
I'm joking.
I work during the day. I work with younger kids and adults who are on the severe end of the autism spectrum. So they have a lot of aggression, and at times they may have aggression and self-injurious behavior. So that also kind of got me into jiu-jitsu, because we may have to use some type of physical restraint to keep them from like hurting themselves or, hurting somebody else. So I also wanted to be able to at least know that I was doing everything I could to like know like proper way to like hold somebody without hurting them. And we have other trainings and stuff we do at work for that too. But I always thought jiu-jitsu like sort of would resemble that, and it's different, but in a lot of ways it sort of helps me with work too,
Right. That makes sense. That's cool.
How long was your total, like from starting jiu-jitsu to get your black belt?
It was a little over 9 years. I'd say almost 10 years, but almost right before 10.
Yeah.
So it was good. And part of it too is because like this is like all I pretty much do. So I just keeping it consistent over time.
Yeah.
I know 10 years is like the average for black belt, or like, usually like the average. So yeah, a little bit less than 10.
Do you have any aspirations of like opening up a school or doing any kind of like coaching and stuff like that once fighting's all done?
Yeah, that's definitely the plan after fighting. Even right now, I do coaching now. I'll do like private sessions and stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
I teach some classes. But that's the plan, like after I'm done fighting completely, to like have my own gym and completely go into just coaching, stuff like that. And I think I like coaching. I like teaching people, like coaching them. some people either like it or you don't, and I really like it. So it's
Yeah.
a good next path.
Yeah, you definitely need some type of like whatever sport it is, like you need to have that sort of personality that knows how to like mesh with just people because you're dealing with somebody. And I'd imagine MMA, you're dealing with a lot of maybe people from different gyms and stuff like that. Like, so you need a good personality. You got to be able to like talk to people.
Yeah, and one thing that helps is like I'm like really patient. So like
Yeah,
the thing is that the amount of the amount of like stupid people you come across, whether it's like jujitsu or striking, like people, some of them just don't get it. You'll tell them over and over the right thing to do, and they just don't understand. So it helps that I'm like just super patient. So like it works out. That's
good. Yeah, like it's you got to be patient. You got to know when to like kind of push a little bit. You got to. It's hard, man. It takes another level of patience to be a coach. I don't know.
That does. All right, yo, Freddie, I'm gonna get going.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Thank you so much for coming on. I'll have I'll tag you in all the the videos and stuff like that. But dude, much appreciated. Best of luck too. Wherever you fight, I hope you have. You're gonna be doing big things. I hope if you do come back to Combat FC, you come back on the show and we can help promote the fight and
yeah, definitely.
And all that stuff. But thank you so much. Before we go, do you have any like social media or anything else, or like private session stuff you want to plug?
No, just follow me at Ashiek Ajim. That's it. And follow me at my career. Maybe Google me or something. Look at my fights and say, hey, I saw you on Freddie's show.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Dude, as, all like the clips and stuff I started putting out, you're the only person that actually like shared it. Outside of like Combat FC and stuff like that. So I was like secretly, I was like, all right, let's go, baby. Like, I feel I had that little connection. I was like, all right, he shared my reel. Like, let's go, baby.
Right. Well, that's part of promoting yourself too. Like, if someone puts something out about you, like, you got to share that shit so like other people see it.
Yeah. Dude, hell yeah, man. Well, dude, best of luck, dude. Again, thank you so much for coming on. Guys, check him out on Instagram and support him for his next fight because he's the man. All right, Ashiek, thank you, brother. Much appreciated.